captured using the modules that are available in the EMR. And just like the 95 cascade, the very first data capture, the data forms that we enter for a HIV positive client is the HTS data. So some of our facilities are using paper to first capture the when we mean paper is the MOH registers, to capture the details and the entries of the HIV positive patients. Then we have some facilities which use the HTS app to capture, and some of them use the HTS module that is in the EMR. Ultimately, that data ends up in the EMR, whether it is transcribing from the paper to the EMR or from the HTS directly, then it is the HTS app then directly transmitted or uploaded to the EMR or synchronized to the EMR. Then from the EMR, we have other data sets that are there. For example, the testing data, the lab data set, the pharmacy data set, the nutrition for some, not nutrition, like the PrEP data set, there's the PrEP, there's the counseling data set. So all that is in the EMR database. It sits somewhere in an EMR database together with the HTS data. So what usually happens, we have the application that we call DWAPI. We like making fun of it as data eco-API because the DWAPI is the only way to transmit data from the facility to the warehouse. So using that program that we call DWAPI, that we have now made some enhancements to, which I'm going to highlight in the course of this presentation, transmits data to the warehouse securely. And now that data sits at the national repository, somewhere in the central database. So I'm not going to go into the technology bit of how data sits in the repository, but I just want to introduce DWAPI at this level. Just a key highlight to note is that the DWAPI is the application or the program that helps us to securely transmit data to the national data warehouse. So it is, it is safe to say it is a cross-platform data warehouse client tool. What we mean by this is we have in the country various partners that are implementing various EMRs. For example, we have the AMRS, we have the eCare, then we have Kenya EMR, which is implemented by Palladium Kenya. So the DWAPI is cross-platform because it's used in all these EMRs and to transmit data in the warehouse. Then again, that means it can connect to the EMRs, which are supported by the PEFA program to extract data. So the DWAPI contains some extracts, and inside the extracts, there are some data elements that are collected by different program tools implemented by EMR. So what happens is in the DWAPI, there are some extracts. For example, we have extracts for care and treatment data sets. We have extracts for MNCH. We have extracts for HTS. We have extracts for PrEP. So the DWAPI helps us to actually extract that data and send that data from the EMR and send the same data to the national data warehouse. So another important feature to note is that it has inbuilt capabilities where you can run data quality checks, and it can provide feedback to a user that certain data elements are not meeting data quality thresholds, and therefore prompt the user to intervene. Then again, it has also it identifies possible duplicate patients record in the EMR and notifies the user so that the user can rectify or reconcile or merge the patient so that data sent to the data warehouse remains to not duplicated. Another feature to note is that the DWAPI helps or provides a secure transmission channel to the warehouse over the internet. So we have had many issues before with the DWAPI or upload related issues that are now making us to enhance this DWAPI so that now we can provide it to our users to help address this issue. What are some of these issues? We have one issue that we've had is stillness of data. That means the data is not accurately representing the actual state at facility. For example, a facility A could send data. Right now we are in March. It could send data for November 2022. That used to happen previously, and we had so much effect on the data because that facility's data indicators will not be representing the accurate state at the facility. For example, the TX car indicator for that facility, since we have received data, the earliest data being for November 2022, that means we have patient visit updates up to November 2022 will not be representing the TX car as of February, for example, in the warehouse. So we will have problems and backs and forths with this facility as to why the data is not accurately being represented at the data warehouse. So that is one of the issues that we got from you. Again, we've had you telling us that DWAPI was taking too long to transmit data, and it was using a lot of money and bandwidth sending the same data. Then again, that was a problem, and it was expensive to maintain DWAPI in the state that it was in. So another thing is that the transmission process was affected during the reporting period. That is during our refresh process. There was that transmission process being affected, for example, when a lot of facilities are sending data together, then we have had problems with the queues and that kind of a problem resulted to, again, data not being represented accurately. So that is one of the issues that you guys raised to us. Then there was another problem, that is the missing key variables and extracts during transmission. So, like for example, a site could not, for example, when a site did not update their DWAPI, and the DWAPI had been enhanced to collect certain new variables, and the site had not updated the DWAPI, then it means the warehouse we will miss those variables in the data warehouse. So what have we done on the issues that you have presented to us, which we are now going to be demoing today, doing a demonstration? The first thing that we've done is that we've introduced a differential loading feature. What does this mean? In simple terms, we were used to sending all the data every time. So it's like you send data in January, send all the data in February, send all the data in March. Again, as we have seen, it was very expensive to maintain because we're using the same data is being sent all over and over. But we have this feature, the DWAPI differential loading feature, that now just requires a site, if it is a new site, to only send data once in the warehouse and subsequently only send the changes. That means that for that site, going forward, when you're sending the uploads for each month, the DWAPI will only pick what has changed in the new records. That means if you change something in the patient visits, maybe you are doing data cleaning, you change something, so that will be picked, and only the new records, for example, if you created the new patients. So that is what another feature that we are going to be demonstrating and how it is working. So that again will definitely cut down time costs and even the money cost because of the bandwidth, which were very expensive to maintain. So something else that has been done at the DWAPI level is the blocking of stale databases. As I may have mentioned, that we were receiving sites sending to us older records, which we were calling stale. For example, a site would send us November records while we are in March. Now we have made sure that it is not possible to send us those records, because that will greatly affect the accuracy of it will actually not represent the status of that facility at the facility right now when we have a stale database. So we have introduced that, and just to mention, we have a definition of stale database where we take the number of visits that have been sent to us, the average number of visits that have been sent to the warehouse since April, that is like 11 months ago. Since April, we take the average visits. Then at the time you are sending the database, the visits that you're sending should not be less than 50%. Should not, like if you, like a site A has been sending 100, and the average is 100, that means at the end of March or beginning April, that site should not send us 45. If we have 45, then that is flagged as a stale database. We give a leeway of up to 50. If you're sending us 50, that's fine. But if you go below, because something may have happened, you may have given all your patients, like for example, many of them are now put on MMD. That means you're not going to be entering visits on that. So we took care of that, and we have that definition for the stale database. Then something else that has been done at the DWAPI level is the support for boardroom uploads. We listened to you when you told us that some of the times you have many sites that require you that have, first of all, that have no connectivity, and you used to go to those facilities and collect databases, which was not so safe when it comes to data protection. And now go to your boardroom and now upload each database at a time, which was again taking so much of your effort and time. So we have had a solution for you that will support you to upload data from the boardrooms, which we are again going to be seeing from the demos at the end of this presentation. So something else that we've done is improving the user experience of the DWAPI by adding a unified dockets option. What is a unified dockets option? So this unified dockets option will assist a user to ensure that they don't even remember what data sets they have sent so far. All they need to do is just ensure the records in the EMR are up to date and that they are refreshed. All they need to do is now click start when during upload, and they don't need to mind on, have I started this docket? Did I click on MNCH? Have I forgotten care and treatment? So when they click start, at the background, the program picks for them all the dockets data and uploads the warehouse. We are going to be seeing this in the subsequent demos. So that will support in the completeness and transmission of all dockets. So what does it really mean? What do this improvement for DWAPI really mean for us as implementers? That means, one, using the differential loading, we will reap the benefit of a faster transmission process and low bandwidth use. Then again, the blocking of the stale databases will ensure that we have availability of up-to-date or the latest data in the warehouse. That means ultimately we'll be representing the data correctly as is in the facility. Then we will have improved the user experience, because one of the things that we've done is to enhance communication, and we have ensured that we have put many alerts and communication feedback to you when we have had issues with the DWAPI or with the data in the DWAPI. So that has been improved as well. Then we'll have improved security, because using the boardroom uploads, a user will pick a database, and I will restore that database and still get, like the personally identified information. So, but using the DWAPI boardroom uploads, data has been encrypted right now, and when I export those extracts, I don't even need to I am assured that these extracts, even if they land to be the wrong hands, no one will be able to encrypt the data sets, and I will not be risking the identity of our patients. So that means it adheres to the Data Protection Act. So just to highlight, the very first change that we've done, that is a game changer here, is the differential loading, where, as I've mentioned, it will reduce bandwidth required for the data warehouse upload. Just note that a site has to first upload all the records at first. So that means if it is a new site, ensure that that site uploads all records first. Then going forward, you can do the differential loading, which means we will only be loading the changes from EMR. See, there is the changes, load changes from EMR option that has been now added. So that is the very first game changer. The second one is the blocking of tail database. Notice the error message at your far right. So that has also been improved, and this will support the transmission of accurate and up-to-date data in the data warehouse. So again, the boardroom uploads, just a screenshot showing the exported zip file or the exported extracts per each docket. Margaret Kishuhi will take us through the step-by-step of doing this. And this is a game changer again for the facilities that are sending, are doing boardroom uploads and are handling many facilities. They can now only receive the extract and now upload those extracts in the warehouse. That means that we will not be having even the problem of stale database at that level. Then, yeah, this is again part of the DWAPI, the boardroom uploads sending. So Maggie will take us through the process of how you download the zip and then how you send them to the warehouse. Again, the data, just to emphasize again, data has been, data security has implemented at both rest and transmission, and unlike the EMR. So that is one of the benefits that we are reaping from the boardroom uploads feature that has been added. Then I may have mentioned about the unified dockets addition in DWAPI. That means, as you can see on the screen, there is a start button. Then there's the load and send CT, load and send HTS, load and send prep, load and send MCH. So a user right now will not need to know which extract or which docket they have sent first. They are only supposed to ensure that the data is up to date in the EMR and that the data is refreshed in the EMR. That means, like, if you're using Kenya EMR, ensure that your ETL refresh that is in the EMR is already done, and all the user needs to do is click start, and just check the progress as the data loads from one docket to the other, to the start and the finish, up to the warehouse level. So that means, again, it's a game changer, because now we will be receiving all the data from the facility at a given upload time point. So that is it. And just to emphasize, we have the spot that is a single point of truth, where now this one tracks the DWAPI uploads that are coming from the facility. And we are now, there's an upcoming feature for ensuring that the feedback for completeness is done as well. So the spot is still there. There will be a comprehensive review of complete and incomplete status. I know right now you have told us that the message on spot is inaccurate, because sometimes I send the database and you tell me that the database is complete. Then again, you come back and call me and tell me that database that I sent was not complete. So those are some of the upcoming features for spot that have been made. But the others that I've highlighted have already been done and are in the DWAPI release. Mary will tell us the version that they're contained in. So remember, a spot is a single point of truth, where after uploading, we have a monitoring portal that we can monitor our uploads and see what was uploaded at a given time and what was expected versus what was received. Then again, another enhancement that you're going to be checking for DWAPI is the automatic send. DWAPI will be enhanced to automatically send incomplete upload. That means for a site that will be flagged as an incomplete, then the DWAPI will be sending those uploads automatically from the DWAPI feature. So that is it for now, and I want to welcome my colleague Mary Kilewe, who will take us through a demo. The very first demo will be the demo for differential loading and how it is working right now. So over to you, Mary. Let me stop sharing right now.
There's an echo. Thank you. So, okay, I'll take over from there and showcase differential loading for DWAPI. So I'll just share my screen. Okay. Okay, let me leave that there. So, okay, I'm going to navigate to key and treatment. Now, I've already loaded, for the sake of time, I've already loaded all the extracts from the database I currently have. So this is why you've seen all the numbers. So they've been loaded and sent. So we all know the process of the full load. So it's very standard. You just click load all from the EMR, and once everything has been loaded and you've gotten the confirmation message at the bottom, you'll be able to send the changes. So that's not the changes, all the extracts. So that's what has been done off screen. So now what we will be introducing is differential loading. Now, how differential loading differs from the normal load is that it fetches newly added or updated records and sends those to the data warehouse. So this will assist in cutting time taken to load extracts and reducing the bulk of records being sent to the data warehouse. So how this is done is that there are certain variables in the EMR that are used to keep track of newly added records and newly updated, recently updated records. So that's what we'll be using to load those changes and also to send the changes themselves. So to use the feature for loading changes from the EMR, the first thing you have to do is load everything and send. You can't load changes without. So that's the first step to use this feature. So since I've already done that, I'm going to navigate to Kenya EMR to make some changes. That way you can load them and send. Remove this. Okay, so. Okay, so I'll navigate to clinician, so it's just loading. Then I had already okay, you'll select any of the patients that you're using, or maybe you've already updated the patients, but for the sake of the demonstration, I'm just going to update one. So I created this patient test DWAPI. This was after the full load that had been done. So I created test DWAPI, and I'll check them in for a visit. Oh, okay. And I'll navigate down here. So these are all the forms that are available for this patient. So I'll just so let me go to gender-based violence and fill in some data. Okay, let me guess through this. Hold on. Okay, no. Okay, so I filled in the form. Let me enter the form. Okay, now that I've filled in gender-based violence, as you can see, let me check out of the visit. Okay, let me close that. Navigate to home. Then I will click refresh or recreate ETL tables. So you have to do this step, that way the ETL tables are updated. And after that's done, you can navigate back to DWAPI and load all the changes. So this part will, I think it will take a few minutes, but it will just update the created dates and the date modified for the particular client. That way we're able to keep track of that, and we'll be able to load it from the EMR database into DWAPI. So this will just take a minute. Okay. But, so, okay. So yeah, the refresh of the tables, it has to be done before any loading of the changes. This also applies to loading all the changes. So if you don't see like any records you've added, it might be because maybe they were added after a refresh or recreation of the tables was already done. So give it another 1 minute. Okay, so these are the numbers that are loaded from that particular database. So it was a large one. You can see the records are over 100,000. So this will greatly reduce the number of records being pulled. So now it's completed the refresh. So that's good. So now we can navigate back to DWAPI and load changes from the EMR. So now it's going to extract based on the dates created and the dates modified. So just give it a minute to pull all those records. Then, okay, the few records that have been made. So at the moment it's clearing. Then once it clears in the DWAPI database in all the tables, it will now load all those changes that we've done. Now, for the sake of linking to the records to the clients, what normally happens is that it loads all the patients. So this is the one thing that will be loaded. So
sorry, Mary, kindly share your screen. I think kindly share your screen.
it's exited.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. So it's finished loading. So as you can see, GBV has been loaded, and there was also a depression screening form I had previously added. So these two have been added, as well as the one patient. You won't be able to notice, but it was 5802 before. So now, after everything has been loaded, you've gotten the successful notification. You can now send the changes. And yes, and also this button will pop up after loading changes from the EMR. Send changes only. So you just click that, and then the process of sending changes will begin. So as you can see, successfully sent. And considering the few records that were pulled, it took a very, very short time to send those changes. So now, I guess in the facility, it would mostly be like 100 of each or something by the time they decide, but it will be a lot less compared to what they usually send. So yeah, this is the benefit of differential loading and sending. It's cutting time for all the records loaded and sent, and then so that you can reduce the bulk of all the extracts that are being transmitted. So yeah, that's my demonstration for differential loading. I'll pass it over to Margaret Gishuri to showcase boardroom uploads. Thanks. How do I...
I don't know whether Margaret is having challenges or let me just check.
So Margaret has been signed out of the meeting. She's trying to log back in.
Oh, okay. Okay. So thanks. Maybe meanwhile, as we wait for Margaret to join in, I know there's some questions that have been asked on the chat, and thanks Leon and Diana for responding to some of the questions that have been raised. Let me just quickly go there. Meanwhile, as we wait for Margaret. Margaret wants Mary, just alert me once Margaret logs in. So so I think the question from Oprah Odhiambo has been responded to, similar to the question that was asked by Paul on is the new version of DWAPI available? Yes, this is available, and that has been responded to. Remember, there's a mail that we shared with links to enable you do the upgrades for all that we are taking you through. So kindly, if you haven't done so, let us know. Or alternately, you can reach out to the help desk or use the toll-free number. We will still post it here so that in case you're having any challenges doing the upgrades, you can always reach out. Yeah, the other question by Kevin, I think that has also been responded to. And so there's only one question that is pending. It seems like it's not been responded to. The question asked by Emmanuel Kaunda, and the question is, uploads treat the failing in between dockets. Wambui or Kile could respond to that quickly as we wait for Leon.
Yeah, so maybe I can respond to that quickly. Good afternoon, team. What will happen is that at the moment, if let's say you're sending the care and treatment docket, then you get the care and treatment docket goes, but once you go to HTS, there is an error of any kind and you are unable to send HTS. So it will skip to the rest of the dockets, but you'll have to come back and fix the error that was on HTS. Then you should be able again to send it afresh. So at the moment, let's say if you're trying to send care and treatment, we are still extending the functionality. But if you're trying to send care and treatment, which is the main docket, if you try and send it and it gets an error, for care and treatment, it will not skip to the next docket. You'll have to fix the issue you have with the care and treatment dockets, then send the rest. But if care and treatment has gone, but these other 4 dockets have not gone, you'll have, they will just jump to the next dockets and you'll be able to continue sending. I think that was the question from Kaunda. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leon. I think that's quite clear. So if you have a docket that is incomplete, just like it's been indicated, it doesn't stop you from sending the rest that are complete. So again, those are some of the things that have been considered, and I hope that was adequate, Kevin. Just in case it's not clear, we will also be able to give you an opportunity. So Margaret is back. So I want us to just switch back and allow Margaret to continue. Just keep the questions coming. I can see a question from Peter, and I think there's also another question from Rafi. So we'll respond to them on the chat. If not, we'll also give you an opportunity to just ask your questions. So let's proceed. Margaret, over to you. Margaret, if you're speaking, you're on mute, so kindly unmute. Margaret, we can't still hear you. I don't know whether you could be having challenges with your connection. We can see your screen, yes, but we can't hear you. Margaret, are you having any challenges? Because we can't hear you. Your mic is on, yes, but can the rest of you hear me? My problem is on my side.
We can hear you, Songok. I think Margaret is the one that has probably a problem with her mic.
Oh yeah, or probably her connection, but I don't think the connection, probably it's the mic, because we can see a screen. Mary Wamboy, are you able to quickly reach out to Margaret, or do we have someone else who can take up that responsibility, if just in case Margaret is having challenges? Margaret, probably you may need to log out and log in kindly, because we can't hear you. We can see your screen, yes, your mic is on, yes, but we can't hear you. If just in case you're speaking, we can't hear you. What I'm not sure is whether you can hear me either. All right. Mary Keller, I don't know whether you could, is it possible you could just proceed with this, because we can't, it seems Margaret has challenges. Or Mary Wamboy, what would you advise?
Sorry about that. So Mary Killer is online, ready to take us to the next demo as we sort out Margaret issue.
Okay, kindly. That would be
okay.
That would be that would be appropriate. So Mary Claire, you can proceed kindly because of time.
Okay, so let me go back to DWAPI. So now I'll showcase boardroom. So now the reason why boardroom was introduced was for the sake of certain facilities having issues with, let's say, internet connection. So they would have to take a backup of their database and take it to another facility that has a better internet and transmit from there. So now we, for them, we introduced this feature for boardroom. So the first step for boardroom uploads is that you'll have to load all, but because of how big my database is, I won't be able to load everything. It will take quite some time. So the first step is to load all. Then once everything is loaded, so for my sake, let me just do load changes. So not much will pop up, but for the sake of the showcase, I'll just load that. So it shouldn't. Okay. Okay. Okay, so looks like, okay, not yet. We have two extracts left before it completes, and then we'll be able to move to the next step. But while we look at this, you'll notice that since I haven't added anything else, there's nothing that has been pulled, since all the changes were already loaded and sent. So now there's no new change. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, now that it's successfully loaded, but in the case of the facility that is using boardroom uploads, it might be better to, I think they'll load all changes. Then from there, after everything has been loaded, they'll click this button, export data. So what this button will do is that it'll basically make JSON files of all these extracts and put them in a zipped folder. Then from there, once it's been successfully exported, once the zipped folder has been successfully created, then they can navigate to the next section. So this has been completed. As you can see, everything has exported. So after that step, they will move to this tab, exports. Now the site I was using was 12.4.57. So I'll just search through, and here it is. This is the export I just exported. So the user at the facility you'll download, and the zipped folder will be downloaded. And then the next step, they can navigate to this next tab, upload. So this is where everything will be uploaded and sent to the warehouse. So you can drop your file here, or you can navigate to your downloads. So I'll go to my downloads. You can see the zipped folder here. So I'll click on that, and you'll see it here. Then in the off chance, or maybe let's say you clicked on the wrong item, you can always remove it and it will go away. So now I'll just go back and select that same item. And I click. been removed. Let me refresh. So it's back now. So you can click upload all. If you have, let's say you have multiple, because let me just navigate to the rest of the dockets. You can also export HTS. You load everything first, then you'll export. MNCH, you load everything first, and then you'll export. And same thing for prep. You'll also have to load everything first and then export. So in the uploads, I'll select can treatment, and then we'll just demo using only one. So we'll send upload can treatment. So now it's sending it to the data warehouse. Similar to how the usual way of sending extracts to the data warehouse works. So once you get a notification for success, it means that everything is okay. So I'll do the same for the other dockets. HTS, load everything. This one won't, it won't take as long. So I'll just wait a little bit.
Hello.
Okay, so let me just navigate to here. Oh, okay, so it's continuing to load everything. Almost there. Okay. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, so everything has been loaded, and then the next step is to click export. Take a short time, there you go. Okay, the process is complete, and I can navigate to, okay, let me do the next one, MNCH as well. This one might be big. Let me just use do prep. I try and shorten the time. Let me load from all, from the EMR. Okay, so that was good. Now I can export prep data. Okay, that step is complete. And I can navigate to MNCH. I'm not sure if it's or not, but let me also load. Then I'll export this data, and then we can upload all of them at the same time. So let me just complete this one step. Also to note, the data is usually encrypted, but Margaret will explain more on that. So if, let's say, unzip this. Go to extracts. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me go to a better. Oh, sorry. Let me just check on this first. Okay, the load has it's been successful. So I'll click on export. So as I was saying, this is encrypted. So I'll just copy paste the contents of the file. And as you can see, This is part of the security for that. It's a way for us to secure the data as you're transporting it to another facility to do the export. No, to send the data, to do the upload to the data warehouse. So just a security measure that we've added to assist you. So I'll navigate back to DWAPI. Is this, okay, it's not yet done, but almost there. Yeah. And then you go to downloads. Oh, not yet, not yet. Okay. Yeah, okay. So everything looks like it's been exported. So that's good. Then back to export. Okay, there you go. Then the facility would be 12.457. So you can see first the first one we used was can treatment. So now we can download HTS, MNCH, and prep. Then after that is done, we can navigate back to upload, where we'll send off all the data. So HTS, let's do all of them. HTS, CT, HTS, MNCH, prep. Okay, I guess you do one by one. So you just do one by one. HTS and okay, can treatment. Okay, let me just make sure. Okay, just 1 minute. Make sure the endpoint is okay. So just give me 1 minute. I'll check up on something. Okay. Okay, just making. Oh, HTS. Okay, so let me just refresh this. This is just the endpoint, so we're making sure everything's okay. That way, when we upload, there's no issue. So once that is done, let me refresh that one more time. Okay, so everything's okay. So now, after uploading everything, all the dockets that you want to send, You can now click on this button, upload all, or if you want one by one, but for now, let's just do all.
Okay, as we wait for the uploads to complete, just a few mentions that the boardroom upload was first initiated because previously, as the patrons would go to the facilities and pick the EMR DBs, we would have few mishaps with the metrics. That is, there'll be a lot of, you'll miss a lot on metrics such as the TX scar, and it also recommended to do transmission on the DWAPI so that we also benefit from differential loading. So yeah, so this is for the facilities whose internet connectivity or network services are intermittent, and this can be done at a centralized location. Now the upload can be done at a centralized location where we have a stable internet. So I think we are done on the boardroom, and I'll take up with the unified DWAPI Central. So let me share my screen.
Margaret, your mic is off if you're speaking.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear. We can hear you now, but initially
Okay.
mic was off. So kindly proceed.
Okay. So I was talking about the merged dockets. I don't know where we had a disconnect, but it's okay. I'll just start over. So this is the idea behind the merged docket is to load and send all the extracts for the dockets in one process. The advantage of this is that this will support loading and transmission from a single click, and users can monitor the progress of each docket transmission with the color code. So you can tell when the transmission is on care and treatment, when the data is loading, and when it's sending, and then moving on to the next docket. So I'll just start the process now. I'm sure we won't wait for it to load and send for all the dockets, but this is what will be happening. So this one is loading first, the HTS. So we have already loaded and sent the CT. So now we are on HTS. It will proceed the same. After sending the HTS data, it will move on to the next, that is prep, load and send, and again move on to MNCH. So that's that on the merged docket. Unless there's any question.
Margaret, you're done?
Yeah.
All right. Any comments from Mary Clever? All right, so I guess we're good. So thank you very much, Mary Wamboi, for taking us through the first the first slide deck. Thanks, Mary Kilewe, for the first demo, and Margaret. Again, we're sorry for the technological mishaps that you went through, but again, some of these things do happen. So and we appreciate the fact that Mary Kilewe was able to just jump in and pick up from where you were to take us through. So basically, I think, like I said earlier on, most of the enhancements that and the upgrades that the team has been able to do is based on the feedback that we are getting from you, or we are receiving from you, and that feedback has helped us in making sure that we respond to the needs of you. So in most of the forums is the fact that the data in the EMR and the data in the national data, in the national data warehouse were not similar. There were a lot of variances, and this enhancement really attempts to respond to some of those issues around taking long to transmit the data, using lots of bandwidth, and we we know very well that this is a very scarce resource. So again, if you're taking long, then it means you'll end up using lots of bundles, and that may not be readily available to all of us at the facilities. And at the same time, we would want to ensure that all our reports are available in the various repositories. And in this case, we're talking about the National Data Warehouse, and issues around some variables missing out. And I think that has been brought out by a question by Peter Njoka, whereby some of the dockets were not being uploaded, and his specific question was about OTZ, and that has already been addressed. So Peter, be rest assured that has been addressed. But in case again you have any challenges, you can always reach out. We've been taken through the enhancements just to address the issues that I've mentioned. There are issues around differential loading, blocking of still databases. I think previously we had several webinars just to address still databases, because you would, if for instance you go to the reporting rates, you realize that all the facilities have been able to upload their data on time. But again, when you dig deeper, or when you dive into the patient level, you notice that the clinic updates within the patient records were very old, 3 months back, and some of those things have been addressed so that we avoid using the little resources to upload databases that at the end of the day will not be helpful in as far as policy making or even client management is concerned. So that has been blocked, such that you'll only be able to update what is new in case there are any new updates, clinical updates. If there are new clients, so that will only be updated to the National Data Warehouse, and I think that is really something to be happy about. And issues around boardroom uploads. Initially, we had discouraged this, but again, based on the feedback we're getting, we noticed that as long as you're able to update a database that is updated, that is the most recent, then you can, because of resources, because of our network coverage, you can always be able to upload your reports from a central point, and as long as that data is more recent. So I think all this has been done based on the feedback that we are getting from you. So once more, again, just quickly looking at some of the questions, I think most of the questions have been responded to, and I just want to quickly just run through them. Some of the comments again from, I think there was a comment from from Ellen. The comment was this process of uploading zipped extracts, perhaps. I think the comment was that you may need to delete some of the zipped folders that you that perhaps you are having before you upload the subsequent folders. And I think Bernard Otieno has made a comment on that, and the question from Peter, or the concern from Peter, again, that I think that has that has been responded to. The question that had been asked previously, all of them I think were responded to. So I don't think there's any that is pending. I really don't want to belabor going through them. Unless probably yeah, all of them actually have been responded to, unless there's any question that you would want to verbalize. Yeah, thanks Kennedy, thanks Leon, thanks Otieno, Mary, for responding to all the questions that were raised. So let me just look out for any answers, just in case there's anyone who wants to to ask a question. So kindly raise your hand so that I can give you the mic to ask your questions, just in case you have any. All right, Margaret, you want to make a comment? Your hand is, I mean, your mic is on. Margaret Gishui?
No, no comment.
Okay, fine. All right, so yeah, just running down the list of participants again, just to look out for any answer. So I'm not seeing any hand up. So basically, then it means that we are satisfied with the presentation we were able to follow. Let me just quickly again go through the chats, just in case, because I'm not seeing any hand up, just in case there are any questions that are pending. All right. Yeah, I'm not seeing any pending question on the chat. So so I think we are we are good to go. Again, just going back to the list just to see in case there are any hands up. Again, I'm not seeing any hand up. So so basically, I think we can end it there. I think we're about 20 minutes to top of the hour. So we have some minutes to just probably take care of a few things here and there in our offices or in our place of work. So at this point in time, I think I really do not have much from my end, but just to appreciate all the participants for again finding time to be here with us. I think I mentioned that, like I mentioned earlier on, this was a very exciting session because we're talking about reports, and most of the questions are always asked around the reports that are in the National Data Warehouse. And I would really wish that we ensure that we update our EMRs in our facilities, we update or upgrade our DWAPI so that at the end of the day, we are able to ensure that the data that we are uploading is clean and it truly reflects the services or the clients that were seen or served within our facilities. So allow me to just quickly give an opportunity to 2-3 participants to just make some few remarks again. I don't know whether we have any Casco in the house. I'm just running through to see whether we have Sumuko. The Sumuko is the chair of the Cascos. I don't know whether we have any Casco in the house. Kindly, if you're in, you can raise your hand. I will allow you to speak on behalf of the Cascos as we close. Like I always say, we really appreciate the support we are getting from the Cascos. Remember, they are the gatekeepers in our counties. Without them, we'll not be able to achieve. Really appreciate the support. I'm not seeing any hand up. I don't know that we have any CHRIO in the house. Yeah, thanks Ogutu for posting the service desk contacts. So you can always, and the email address, so you can always reach out just in case you're stuck on any issue. Please don't struggle, you're not alone. We're here for you. So all right, so because we have to speak, who wants to speak on behalf of all of us? Peter Njoka, kindly, would you make a comment?
Thank you, Songo. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Peter. Go ahead.
Now that you've chosen me, on behalf of the entire team of participants, I wish to acknowledge the work that has been done by Palladium with the support of NASCOP and other donors to improve on the DWAPI uploading. I think we are aware that data is at the core of current programming, and having a centralized place where that data can be gotten is really helpful for the country and for MOH so that they can be able to make decisions quickly. So any attempt to make the process efficient and effective, I think is very welcome. We've come from far in this journey of uploading data to the National Data Warehouse. And I think the efforts that have been put into place by Palladium and NASCOP cannot go unnoticed. We pledge our support to ensure that we do as is required with due diligence and upload our data to the National Data Warehouse on time. Ensure that all our complete data sets are uploaded into the National Data Warehouse so that we can have a place where we can cook from. So thank you very much, and we hope to continue enjoying the partnership that we have with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Peter, for the comments. We also appreciate the support we're getting from all the partners, and we applaud the collaboration that you've been able to have with the county teams to make this a success. So that collaboration is very key. Your participation is very key and appreciated. So Diana, just a minute before I welcome Faith to just make some few comments on behalf of NASCOP and finally close for us the meeting. Diana, 1 minute, kindly.
Hi, Songok.
Yes, Diana, just go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to ambush one of us to maybe close for us from Palladium. I wanted to ambush Danson Poske. He's the lead of the data warehouse team. I wanted him to say a word on behalf of Palladium.
That is perfect. I did want to do that, but now you've done that. So Dan Koske, kindly just say a word as we close. Danson. Yes, Danson, go ahead. Your mic is on, but we can't hear you. Then it seems Danson has challenges with the mic because his mic is on, but we cannot hear him.
Okay, so maybe on behalf of Palladium, we'd like to appreciate everyone for your patience. First of all, I know some of the issues have been raised a while back, and you've been waiting for some of these features, and the team has been able to come up with them. It's been a long journey, but we appreciate your patience, and also don't tire to give feedback, and don't feel like your feedback is not being heard. We really hear you, and we hear the challenges, and we always endeavor to ensure that our solutions serve the purpose, because these solutions are really supposed to help the user on the ground. So any feedback that you send to us, just know that we appreciate, and we always think think around it, how to better provide solutions that can solve the problems that you have. So kindly, for the team that made to attend this webinar, please pass the same message to the team that managed to attend. There could be other meetings that are ongoing. Kindly give them feedback on the new resources that we have. We have a YouTube channel. Please kindly be following, subscribe, and then we'll be posting all the trainings that we've had, and you've not managed to join all of them. We always download the recording and post it to our YouTube channel. So feel free to follow us, subscribe, and you can be getting notifications when any new video is uploaded. And also to inform you that we've also updated the SOPs. So if there's something that maybe you were distracted at some point on this virtual meeting and you missed some sections, please be assured that we have SOPs that will just take you through step by step on how to do the uploads. And if there are any questions, feel free to also reach us through service desk. Otherwise, over to you, Songok, and thanks for joining.
All right. Thank you very much, Diana. So for me, it's just to again appeal to you, just in case you've not you're not able to access the patch releases that we shared for DWAPI and the next data warehouse and even for EMR. Kindly, you can reach out to the service desk. They'll be able to share the links with you, or they'll be able to direct you on how to access the links to be able to do the upgrades. So again, on my behalf, I want to just say thank you very much for finding time. Remember, we have our final series of our trainings next week on 4th Tuesday precisely, same time from 2 to 4, and kindly let's again reach out. We'll have a very exciting session, and we wish that all of us attend, just like we did even in the first one, because the first one I think we hit at 100,000 participants, and that's exactly what we would want to see. So I'm appealing to all of us to reach out to the other colleagues. In case there are anyone who doesn't have a link, please kindly share with them. They'll be able to register in advance so that they can be able to join us during the training. So again, allow me to welcome Faith to make remarks on behalf of Dr. Madivo, who was not able to join us because of other engagements, and finally close the meeting for us. So Faith, over to you.
Thank you, Songok. Confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Proceed, kindly.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone, and I appreciate you all.
Faith, we lost you.
It's from you that we grow. You can't hear me?
Yeah, I think probably your network is a bit unstable. But
can you
proceed.
hear me now?
Yeah, proceed.
Yeah. So mine is just to say thank you before I'm dropped off by the net again. And I just want on Tuesday, but however, we will send a communication for another webinar on Thursday, but now the approach will be a bit different. I'm sure Dr. Madiva did tell you about an RRI. So we'll be having an RRI call again on Thursday, just to brief you on what the RRI requires. I believe he also gave a brief on that, and we'll also be able to inform you on what is expected of you before the RRI begins. And so let's all look forward to participating in the coming week. Even before we break for our holiday, we will still have the 2 days taken by webinars, that's Tuesday and Thursday, but it is all for the benefit of our clients that we are serving. So from the lead at Siri in NASCOP, I just want feedback, because it is because of it we are here and we've been able to cover the milestones. And also we want to thank you, our Palladium partners, for working together with us to facilitate this entire process, and especially the one for today, HIS Solution World. I'm really happy about the warehouse. I think it came to make our life easier, and you can be able to see a lot of, you can able to do a lot of analysis at a glance and be able to see how everyone is performing. So I really appreciate the team behind the work, and we are grateful for the products that have been able to be released. Otherwise, I do say thank you to everyone, and may you be blessed by God and do enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, Songok, and back to you.
Thank you very much, Faith, for those closing remarks. We'll be looking out for said we'll be able to share probably between Monday and Tuesday, so that all of us can also attend Thursday, so that we can get more updates on what is expected of us in as far as the upcoming national RRI is concerned. So PEFA is also very keen to see the outcome of that RRI. So the USG fraternity, as they've been attending the preparatory meetings that have been held previously, physical and virtual. So again, we will really appreciate the support that we will need from you. Our main source, just like Dr. Madiva said, will be the EMRs in our facility. So again, we will be called upon to support the process. So thank you very much. I want to request Otieno, kindly, are you in a position to just close for us with a word of prayer? Otieno, kindly, if you can hear me. All right, Moses. It seems Otieno can't hear me. Moses, are you in a position to close for us with a word of prayer?
Songok, please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So let us all believe and pray. So, Father, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we thank you for yet another opportunity that you've granted us to enrich our knowledge. And Lord, we thank even our facilitators for the wonderful way they have managed to disseminate the knowledge to us. We pray that all that we've learned today, may we be able to put it to use for the benefit of our clients, who are definitely our great source of inspiration. I pray this short prayer, trusting and believing in the name of our Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Amen. And thank you. Right. Bye. See you on Tuesday next week. Asanteni sana. Enjoy the weekend ahead. Asante.